The Smithsonian website still does have an entire section devoted to whiteness. And on there, you can see Robin DiAngelo's lovely little face speaking out to all of you. So my point in even bringing this up is that in the rule, where you're talking about things like 1619 Project and the resources of the Smithsonian, that's the kind of resource we're talking about. And then it says, accordingly, schools across the country are working to incorporate anti-racist practices, ding, 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 Kendyism, into teaching and learning, as the scholar Ibram X. Kendi has expressed. And he does say, he says, an anti-racist idea is any idea that suggests that racial groups are equals in all their apparent differences. Okay, that there is nothing right or wrong with any racial group, except that white people are always racist. Anti-racist ideas argue that racist policies are the cause of racial inequities. Now, that statement right there, guys, in a nutshell, is critical race theory. Critical race theory says, as do whiteness studies, that all racial disparities, racial iniquities are caused by racist policies. It's the one answer hammer and everything's a nail. That's it. If you see a disparity in literacy, math ability, it doesn't matter what it is, a good disparity in terms of, in other words, if there are Asian kids doing really, really well, okay, that's racist against Black people. So it's always going to be racist against African Americans. It's always going to be, even if white students are down below, near, like just above where the Black students are and the Asian students are here, it's still whiteness and white racism causing it. That is critical race theory by another name. Anyway, I will stop sharing. That was what I wanted to show.
Okay.
All right. And I just wanted to add one more point. So I've also been reading a lot of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And one thing I really want to point out that's terrifying, there is no statute that defines anti-racism. The Civil Rights Act of 1965 only defines non-discrimination. There's no such thing as anti-racism. I don't even know they have to define it at some point, whether it goes to the Supreme Court or not. I'm terrified what that conclusion is going to be. It's also in the Green New Deal. I forget what page in line it's on, but it's in the Green New Deal. It's in several of the bills going up through Congress right now, and there's no legal definition in any of the departments.
Legally, we already live in an anti-racist nation in the practical sense that we have civil rights statutes that protect you against discrimination based on race. So if you have evidence that you've been discriminated against based on race, that you have recourse under the law. That by definition is systemic anti-racism. There are laws in place literally to punish discrimination on the basis of race. I don't know what else you really could possibly want in a society where equal under the law is the standard that would be more anti-racist. That is why anti-racist is really the wrong name. What Kendi stands for is discrimination, reversing the discrimination to make up for. Of course, we haven't quantified how much we're making up for from the past, but the allegation is, in order to make up for past discrimination that we didn't participate in, that we have to discriminate now in favor of historically marginalized populations, because that will effectively reverse the effects of systemic racism of the past. It doesn't matter. It's still illegal. Under today's current law is as anti-racist as it needs to be. It's just that he doesn't want to call it that because it doesn't work fast enough or well enough or whatever.
Well, Ibram X. Kendi would not have a $25 million anti-racism center at Boston University, my alma mater, if there were laws against it, it turns out.
That's right.